What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome to your weekly forecast for the week of August 2nd through the 8th of 2021. Truly appreciate you for being here. Hope you're doing great. We're going to jump into the charts this week. Hope you're doing outstanding. Hope you like charts, because that's what we're doing this week. All right, well, lots of 7th house for you. It is this build up to a 7th house new moon in Leo. I mean, definitely bringing up relationships in life and other people and trying to find that, nice reflection that you're looking for and that you can understand and that you can feel, I would say balanced in, of course. It's a little shaky, though, Aquarius. You're going to have a lot of squares to your ruling planet Uranus in your 4th house. So, I mean, that's the build up to this new moon by Sunday. It's a lot of squares and a lot of Uranian action. So you're really getting down to your core. I think you're getting down to the foundation in your own unique, weird way. And, what is it that foundation really does want in other people? Is there balance? Is there beauty? You'll know. It'll be very clear. Uranus is either going to accelerate things for the better this week and, show you a lot of the future and what it can be, or it's going to show you, the opposite, and it's going to show you what isn't fitting into your world and what isn't a good reflection of yourself. So it's definitely it can be pretty electric this week for you, I'll be honest. In these angular houses, I mean, I like this week in general. I'm pretty excited for it. I think really this Uranus transit is going to take a lot of people to the next level. So I think you really have to have that foundation and to be moving in a direction with people that you really want to go in, and not just giving away your sense of being, not just giving away, anything of yourself that you're not getting a good equal return on is pretty important. And you'll see, I think you'll see pretty clearly where you're overextending or where you're not supporting yourself enough when dealing with other people in life. And Venus is going to trine that Uranus this week. So I think that's great. That's kind of some nice backup, I would say, in your 8th house, though. So it's definitely dealing with, these water houses in your chart of wow, do these relationships really connect with my soul desires? Is there a deeper layer, or is it just external with the 7th house? So likely you're going to see by the end of the week, really relationships that are going into the magical spaceship ride of a future that you want to be on, or if they're not worth the investment or worth the time and energy. Mars in your 8th house too. I mean, it's a passionate time. It's a passionate, intense time of wanting to merge and wanting to connect, but you're going to see, again, what's worth it and what isn't worth it. Why go into something that isn't worth it? With everything that's going on with Uranus, if it's not worth it, even if you don't consciously realize it and you're unconscious to it, God's not, the essence, your higher mind, it's not. So take everything as it comes this week. If something radical happens with a partner or other people in your life, you want to try and still have your emotional foundation kind of not just a crazy live wire. And I think Venus is helping with that, because you'll be able to see the deeper understanding of what you really do want if you're paying attention to it. But if Mars here in your 8th is just trying to get that merge and that connection, there can be some conflicting energy here as well too. But you could just have a deeper desire to get to know people better as well. Maybe you're coming out a little bit and being yeah, you know what, I do want to be in relationships. I do want to connect with people, and I'm going to take radical steps to find out, the deeper meaning of what these other people are interested in, or what I even want within myself. Venus is going to quincunx not Neptune. Is going to quincunx Chiron in your 3rd. So I mean, kind of weird energy about dealing with, what you want to merge with, and if you're, if you have that understood or figured out in your mind. But at the same time, all this energy in Leo in your 7th house is making really nice trines over that Chiron. So I feel really you're finding a lot of understanding about what you want when it comes to dealing with other people and what that reflection is and how it makes you feel, and you're actually finding a lot more confidence than before, where maybe there were some wounds. Like now it's like, okay, I see a deeper meaning of just what my own soul wants. Even though it's radical and weird times, this actually makes a lot of sense. So what makes sense when it comes to people will actually be the best. And if things are wild and just out there and crazy in the weirdest of ways that you can never predict, well, that's, probably a pretty clear sign. And what else? I mean, Mercury is going to quincunx that Neptune. So, again, you don't want to like not be paying attention and understanding your values. Like, and just like letting things slide under the rug. Like this is like full on like, you know what, I do know what I want. Like I do know what will bring balance and beauty and harmony into my life, and I'm not settling for anything less. That'd be a good way to go about it without being just like, well, am I worth a good relationship? Of course you are. Don't even doubt it. Your other ruling planet, Saturn, of course, in your first house, retrograde, and Jupiter's, locked and loaded back in your first house. They'll both be there for the rest of this year. So it's an important time, I would say, of like, what direction do you really want to explore within yourself? Like, relationships could be brought up big. It's that kind of energy right now in your chart. But at the same time, you don't want to give away your own sense of identity. North Node in the fifth, and Saturn and Jupiter in the first. You really do want to identify with the deeper passions and the deeper roots of what you're trying to build and create. And just make sure you're getting the reflection you want. You're going to know probably this week if you're going to get the reflection you want or not, and if it was meant to be or not, because Uranus is going to accelerate things for whichever way they're meant to go. So kind of have to just like go along for the ride, but still, hold that authority within who you are and not back down at all, but be very, very true to that. Card is the Ten of Coins. That's dope. I feel like you can have like really nice things can show up in your life right now. Physical, relationships, whatever it is, like you can kind of reach a peak out this week. I think it's a powerful week for people, and with so much hitting your ruling planet, I mean, this is going to accelerate you likely to, really like the best things that you can have. But, that might highlight the worst things that you have right now. So you have to be willing to, detach and let go and, kind of like, gosh, like where is this spaceship ride going? And am I really emotionally into that connection or not? It'll be clear this week. Whatever shows up, it's taking you to the best. So, don't trip on it, but be willing to go for a ride and be willing to hold that authority of yourself as well. And, make a big decision if you have to. Saturn in the first is like, hey, you make big decisions for yourself. You don't let other people boss you around, even through a 7th house transit. Love you very much, Aquarius. I'll catch you next time. Peace.